Fire up this funk. Fire up this funk.
What's going on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? It's me again, Mr. Wade. I'm your host of Wait a Minute POV. We gotta still talk about this border crisis. I mean, let's be dead ass honest. It's getting worse. It's getting real sick out there, man. And soon we gonna start seeing these dudes just be unruly. And the cold part about it is that, never mind. Let's see. So, you mean to tell me that they open up the border for peaceful people like them, and they up there fighting the police for what? You know what I'm saying? They probably was doing something stupid and illegal, and they were trying to tell them to stop. And then y'all over here trying to make demands and be bossy. It's funny, but it continues though. Watch this.
From the state for 3 days. $16 for breakfast, $17 for lunch, and $31 for dinner. That means $64 a day per person. The state's right to shelter law requires it provide families with refrigeration and basic facilities. But some of the accommodations do not have those appliances, leaving the state to contract out for food and delivery. Citing the emergency nature of the crisis, the state gave Spinelli Ravioli Manufacturing Company in East Boston a $10 million 6-month no-bid contract to provide meals and delivery.
Ooh-wee. You gotta love the money that we spending. I'm not tripping off of the Trump thing that she's promoting on there because of the simple fact that I don't care about none of them. Just be honest, Democrat, Republican, Independent, none of them. So, government is crooked, all of them. But one thing I can say though, if Trump was in office, that border shit wouldn't be happening. Let's just be honest. So, that's all I'm going to say about that, though. Let's move on to the next.
Boston is running out of room to house migrants, and one Democrat city council member wants residents in the suburbs to start taking them in. She says people who actually have more financial support, we need to do everything in our power to make sure that we are setting them up for success, or whatever success looks like. I think everyone should be opening up their doors because this is a shared responsibility.
My concern with that, you're basically opening your doors to an unvetted stranger on the one hand, and secondarily, you're normalizing illegality. So even though you think you're doing something magnanimous, I think it's a bad thing for our country.
And people aren't happy about it. And this is what's going to happen. And people were holding signs. Why us? Why not Wellesley? And it seems like politicians now are starting to get that pushback from their residents, from their constituents. And they're panicking a little bit. They're doing things I never thought I'd see them do, like calling on these suburbs. And a lot of people who have signs on their front yard that say, you know, hate has no home here, no human is illegal. Well, now they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is, it seems.
Boston.
This got to be a fucking joke, right? Really? This got to be a real fucking joke. Are you serious? They ask them well because to actually open up their homes and let people that they don't know inside of their homes? Really? Really, blood? That's what we doing now? That don't even make any sense, though. I mean, like, for real. I don't get that part at all. So you make it make sense to me because it doesn't. Not even a little bit, bruh. But it's more. Let's move on.
Breaking. 269 Chinese nationals illegally entered the U.S. yesterday, with Border Patrol reporting over 20,000 from China in the current fiscal year 24, according to Fox News. Over 24,000 Chinese migrants illegally entered the U.S. in 2023, around 2,000 illegally entered in 2022, and just 342 in 2021. Border chiefs warned the Homeland Security Committee last year that they were concerned they could be letting in CCP spies, according to the Daily Mail. Chair of the committee, Mark Green, said, "There is no way for our brave men and women on the front lines of this crisis to adequately vet all of them before being effectively forced to release them, particularly when countries like China won't allow us access to their various law enforcement databases." Bill Malugan of Fox added that A large amount of the illegal crossings in San Diego sector happen in Jacumba, where there is a small gap in the wall that illegal immigrants pour through every day. Inexplicably, the Biden administration has made no effort to fill or fix this small gap.
And what we not gonna do is forget about them. You already know what I'm talking about. Bruh, so all of them are coming over here for jobs that they don't have out there? And all of these young dudes. This shit is like well scripted. You can't make this shit up. Like, this shit is like well scripted. And then you got these dudes on camera talking about let's vote Biden. They can even barely speak English and all that stuff, though. Niggas can't even answer questions, bruh. So, yeah. It's deeper than what we think. Let's go to another one, though. You know.
See, these are new niggas on the block. Look at these motherfuckers sitting on the corner. They the new niggas. They ain't got nothing on their mind. They just came to America, and they waiting on marching orders. Them niggas right there on the corner. Yeah, they waiting on marching orders. Y'all niggas better wake up and be prepared for war, homie. They ain't let the borders open for nothing. They coming for us. They coming for
Now, what do you think about that? They posted up like that, you know what I'm saying? He said the new ninjas on the block. That's what it is. And then they waiting just to get the panic button to get pressed. Sorry, they're waiting for the panic button to get pressed. You know what I mean by the panic button, right? It's the go button. Yeah. It's getting deep out here, man. How, man, you haven't seen a surge like this since when? When? This shit ugly. 2024 just beginning.
Chinese migrants trying to cross the southern border illegally. Griff Jenkins is live in Jacumba, California with the latest. Griff, what are you seeing down there?
I'm seeing a lot of migrants, Jason, and let me tell you, to put into perspective just how many Chinese are coming across the border, particularly in the San Diego area. In all of 2021, 450 total Chinese migrants crossed the entire border. This year, more than 20,000 in the last 4 months since the fiscal year began. Let me show you, though, they're not just from China. They're also from other countries like Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, but there are an influx of Chinese migrants. In fact, I mentioned that 450 number. In the past 3 days, we've eclipsed that number of migrants. These migrants here in Jacumba, 60 miles east of San Diego, are waiting to be processed. Many of them will be released, but it's the national security aspect, particularly of the Chinese migrants, that concerns the officials because of the vetting process and knowing who they are. And the fact that we have so many that are single adult males. Now, if I just spin you around here 1 second this way, Thomas, you can see they're lining up the families and the women and children that'll go first when the vans come. But the vans are overloaded because so many migrants are coming, so they have to wait hours. And in fact, some of these migrants might even have to spend the night, depending on how many vans they have. We spoke to one Chinese migrant man, though, Jason, and I asked him why exactly it is that he's come to the U.S. The answer may shock you. Listen here. Why did you come?
Take money.
Money?
Yes.
For job?
Yes.
There's no job in China.
Maybe, I don't know.
And what's so fascinating, because we've been covering this for more than 2 years, it was a heavy surge in Texas, but it's now come out west, Arizona, and here in the San Diego sector.
If somebody can show me, I mean, I haven't done my research. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie in front and say that I have. And show me, when have you seen this many Chinese people just flood the United States of America like this? Just show me. I mean, if you can, just put it in my comment section. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking. Somebody to just show me that, because I've never seen that. I mean, in my lifetime, and I'm almost 47 years old. It's crazy. And it's war. It's coming. And let's just be honest. So I'm just showing y'all what we probably already know and some people probably don't know. So let's move on to the last.
More help is on the way for the Texas border city at the growing migrant crisis and the center of the dispute between Texas and Washington, D.C. Governor Greg Abbott announced plans to build a new military base at Eagle Pass to support up to incoming National Guard soldiers pledged by Republican governors last month. The troops will help handle the influx of people entering the U.S. illegally. Popular crossing point in Eagle Pass. It's the latest move in Texas's battle with the Biden administration over securing the southern section of that border, an effort Governor Greg Abbott says is a constitutional right to defend Texas from an invasion. News Nation correspondent Allie Bradley is following the situation at the border and is live for us tonight. Allie, what can you tell us about this new facility?
Yeah, hey, Elizabeth. So first, let's start with the Biden administration basically handing Governor Abbott in the state of Texas a victory here. We know that Attorney General Ken Paxton gave DHS until the end of last week to prove that they own some of that land that Texas seized. We're talking about Shelby Park. That deadline came and went pretty silently. Again, Texas kind of coming out on top here, and Governor Abbott moving full steam ahead with that new base that you're talking about there, Elizabeth. So here we go. We're looking at about 2,300 troops will be able to be housed in this forward operating base. We're told that it's going to span about 80 acres. And really what that shows, it is the most structurally sound and largest kind of military support base that we're seeing the governor put up under Operation Lone Star since his expansions really started. Now, when it comes to what we can expect with...
All right, more help is on the way for the Texas...
You know, this is only a few days old news, and I feel like it's not even being talked about enough. They mention it every now and then, but they rather talk about celebrity shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is really sick, man. For real, though. What about, I mean, I can understand they're going to try to say, oh, we give the homeless this much, and a lot of them can apply for this, and a lot of them get food stamps and all of that stuff, though, but they're still homeless. You provide these motherfuckers with housing, dude. Housing. You understand what I'm saying? They living in the Ritz and all of that shit and like doing it big. Come on now. Let's be dead ass honest. This is foul. But this is the world that we live in. Not even the world that we live in. This is the America that we live in. But enough said for me. You know what I'm saying? This is Wade in the POV. I am Mr. Wade. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Yeet.